Welcome to the 2024 general election for the student representative on the Board of Education, or SROB. This recording was filmed at the CCPS Central Office on February 22nd and consists of speeches from the candidates as well as a question and answer session. This is an extremely important election as it determines the person who speaks on behalf of your school system and school experience. So we ask for your full, undivided attention for the duration of this recording. After viewing this recording, students will receive a virtual ballot and be asked to vote between the two candidates.
The student representative on the Board of Education is a unique student position that is a part of the Carroll County Student Government Association and represents over 25,000 students of Carroll County Public Schools, grades K through 12. Candidates run in their 9th or 10th grade year, shadow the current student representative while learning about the position, and then serve the following year after that. This is the election for the 2025-2026 student representative. The SROB attends every public Carroll County Board of Education meeting and works alongside the other board members and the superintendent to make sure all Carroll County students' views, opinions, and positions are well represented. The SROB also has responsibilities in the Maryland Association of Student Councils, or MASC, and represents Carroll County student opinion on the state level.
Our panel is made up of this year's elected officers for the Carroll County Student Government Association, or CCSGA. We have Chloe Kang, your student representative on the Board of Education Elect, AJ Sebian, your CCSGA Vice President, Anya Slawinski, your CCSGA Secretary, and I am Flamati Fofana, your CCSGA President.
With that, we will ask the candidates to introduce themselves. We ask for them to speak loudly and clearly. Closed captions will be provided. Now we will move into candidate speeches. Candidates will have up to 5 minutes to speak. Whenever you're ready, Jasmine will go first, and then Mallory will follow for speeches.
And my name is Jasmine, and I am running for the position of student representative on the Board of Education. For starters, I believe this is a very important position that plays a significant role in communication between students and members on the board. My role is to ensure student voices are heard and to be the figure of representation during important decisions and discussions that impact us students in our everyday lives. Students must be involved in the decision-making process. Therefore, as a student representative, I want to speak out and ensure advocacy throughout the county. Being a student representative on the board, I take advantage of every opportunity I get for growth and development throughout our schools. One of my primary goals is to address issues related to curriculum inclusivity, mental health support, and extracurricular opportunities. I believe in the importance of a well-rounded education that caters to the diverse needs and interests of our student body. So instead of students catering towards schools, I want to make sure schools cater towards students by providing resources that will help us grow. Additionally, I plan on advocating for easily accessible mental health resources and support systems that will contribute to a more nurturing educational environment. For example, promoting mental health support rooms as a good thing instead of describing it with a negative connotation as an isolation room. I feel as if my previous experiences in student government will help me be successful because I have been in this environment before. Being vice president in 7th grade at my old middle school and serving a term of second vice president in CCSGA to currently being workshop director in CCSGA. Since then, my passion for student government has only grown. These experiences have helped me gain more experience and knowledge of the student board policies and arrangements. Although I've had several years of experience in student government, in the end, I am also just a student just like you. I am devoted towards this role, so it'll be my priority amongst my schoolwork. Being involved in various activities and interacting with individuals from around the county has helped me gain a perspective on what our students truly need. As a student representative, I want to be able to give everyone the same learning opportunity, whether it's athletics, basic curriculums, or extracurriculars. I want to be able to enhance and contribute to advocating for different issues we as students experience every day. If I were to get elected, I plan on doing school visits where I get the opportunity to network with students all over the county to get a sense of different views on certain things. Also, by having social media, it would allow easy access for students to reach me through. I do monthly reports and questionnaires on Board of Ed meetings to keep you guys informed and updated on certain policies and updates. In my time on the board, I aspire to foster a sense of unity among students while promoting policies that prioritize their overall development. By amplifying the voices of fellow students, I hope to contribute to a school system that truly represents and supports the aspirations of every student in our district.
Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus." Every community, large or small, should be able to rely on someone who will listen to the important values and ideas of others. I am running for student representative elect because I believe in the power of working together to make changes that benefit us all. Hello, my name is Mallory McGlannan, and I'm a current sophomore attending classes at Westminster High School. However, I'm not just a student, but also a student athlete, musician, friend, and advocate. I have also been participating in the Student Government Association since my first year of middle school, and I joined the SGA to make a difference in my community. Whether it is volunteering or listening to others' ideas, I make sure to do all that I can to best represent those I am working with. As student representative, not only will I provide a stronger voice to the students of Carroll County, but my goal is to make sure that every student has access to support when they need it. We all go through rough patches. I've had my fair share, but that makes us human. I believe that we should always have a safe space to go to or a group that we can turn to whenever we feel down. Our futures depend on the effort we are putting in now, which is why I think that it is so important to work together and provide each other with the emotional or academic support we may need. And while some schools have already been providing sufficient support, I believe that there should be more mentors and clubs where students can help one another feel like they belong. I also want to work closely with counselors to create additional student-led groups that promote academic support. This would be especially beneficial in the weeks nearing final exams, giving students the support and academic resources that will aid in their well-being. With the addition of more supportive environments around our schools, the result will be more positive interactions throughout our school communities. The student representative elect position requires effective communication skills, as I would be working alongside the members of the Board of Education to make sure students get their fair say. I communicate effectively. I'm articulate, concise, and passionate. I believe that I would work well with the students and the higher positioned adults who play such a big role in our schools. Passion is what it takes to persuade others and to create the motivation for more to follow in your path. With the right amount of both communication and collaboration, we will be able to consider the ideas of many students that would in turn better our school communities. I am so fortunate to have the possible opportunity to support Carroll County Public Schools through this role. I want to share our ideas and passions inside and outside the Student Government Association with the rest of our classmates throughout Carroll County. And while we may not all be working towards the same goals in life, what matters most is the potential ideas that we are envisioning now. As student representative, I promise that I will work diligently to improve our educational environments so that we can all put more effort into being the best version of ourselves.
Now we will move into the Q&A portion of our election. Candidates will have up to a minute to respond.
Starting with Mallory, are you the kind of leader that leads with your head, hands, or heart?
I like to encompass all three of these aspects in whatever work or volunteering or advocating I'm doing, but I think that I mostly lead with my heart because that's where your passion comes from. That's where you get the ideas that make you feel stronger and the words and the confidence to go out and do what you need to do to make the world a better place.
I think to be a successful leader, all three would definitely be playing an equal role, especially because having a deep connection with the people that you are representing is really important so that you can be able to advocate for them.
The next question is, what are other issues that you see at school and how do you plan to fix them? And on a larger level, you'll be hearing from students all over the county. So how do you take what you're doing on the local level and expand it to the county level?
Some issues that I see every day at school is, for example, school lunches. What even is the nutritional value of what students are being fed? Why isn't it free for everyone, especially with students with low income households? And another issue that I see is definitely mental support. It's not like mental support rooms, although some schools might have it, it's not really promoted as much. And even if it is, it's a lot of students think of it as a negative connotation. So it's like students might be embarrassed to just go in there and just take some time to reflect on themselves. So I really think that it's really important for us to be able to promoting these type of opportunities for students to be able to take time during the school day to be able to reflect on themselves. And to expand this to a more countywide level, I think by, like I mentioned, by doing school visits and being able to have social media, it would really allow for me to be able to reach out to students and for students to reach out to me so that I can be able to advocate for them.
Since I am focused on making sure students feel inclusive in their school environments, I really think some of these issues come from either students not feeling like they have enough time or support from either mentors or teachers, and I want to make sure that I am talking with, like I said in my speech, counselors and other people to make sure that we are taking all aspects of our school life into and making them available to students so that they can help us and telling them what they need to do. And on that topic, we need to make sure that all schools are in the loop for these issues, because even if one school is doing something and it's working great for their mental health areas in the school, we need to make sure that all other schools are also doing that as well, so students have the best access to support.
Next question. Thinking back to people you've seen do this work previously, what differentiated the ones who were good from the ones who were really great at it?
Somebody who really inspired me throughout this student representative role was Devanshi, who I think served a couple of years ago. And something about her speech when she came in, and I was in the younger years of SGA, it just really inspired me on how she was ready to take action. And you want to make sure that you're passionate about what you say, and I think she really encompassed that very well, because you can be a good student representative by listening and connecting to people, but it's what you do, and it's what course of action you take that really matters in the end.
I feel as if what separates good SROBs from the really great ones is their determination and passion towards the role. For example, last year was my first year in CCSGA, and I saw Emily Tedeschi as she was the current SROB, and I really look up to her because from what I saw, she was really passionate about what she did. She really cared about what other students thought. She was an amazing advocate. She really took everyone's account into what she did, and I really admired the personal connection that she had with students and how she could network and just like build on from nothing.
Your next question is, the Board of Education is mostly adults, and there can often be a disconnect between students and adults. How will you effectively ensure that the student's voice is being heard in the environment?
So although the majority of the board is adults, as a student, want to be able to just take things that they're talking about and relate it back to school, relate it back to us students, because the policies that they make are gonna affect us. So I really just think that being respectful and just trying to tie it back into what I think is best for us as students would really help us be successful.
Student voice itself, that can be one thing, but student voices together can be so empowering that we must share this throughout the community. When a student representative will come into the Board of Education room to work with these adults, we need to make sure that we are considering all aspects of these schools, because each school is different in the way they handle things, and being able to take all of these into account and make sure that everybody's voice is being heard is very important.
What are your biggest strengths and what are your biggest weaknesses?
For me, one of my biggest weaknesses is sometimes I will overschedule myself, because I like to be in the action. I like to do a lot. And when I do that, sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. But my strengths are included in my passion and my writing. Whatever topic I'm working towards, I make sure that I'm researching it. I make sure that I'm overall just encompassing all the good factors of it to make sure I'm accurately representing.
My biggest strengths would definitely be my public speaking. I really enjoy talking with students. My biggest strength is definitely just communication, being able to talk with people. I personally I love talking to people, and it's just, I really think it's a skill that's really helped me grow and be able to talk with different students just around the county, especially at the General Assemblies that CCSGA hosts every 2 months. And my biggest weakness is definitely got to be my timing, probably. I feel like sometimes it's just like Mallory said, sometimes it's just like, sometimes I just have a lot of things to do, and it's just like prioritizing something over another can get hard at sometimes. But I feel like my organization skills have really helped me just to deal with that and just be able to prioritize some things over others, especially if it's like limited time.
How will you coordinate with other SROBs and SMOBs across the state to represent Carroll County's student voice?
By having social media, I plan on reaching out to other SROBs and SMOBs across the state so that I can stay in contact with them, talk about different things that have worked for them and for us, and how I can take what they have done back to our county and just see if it could benefit us.
I want to be very open to suggestions. I want to make sure that I'm taking parts from what past successful SROBs and SMOBs have done for us, and I want to make sure I'm incorporating those values into the work if I would get the role, because it's really important to me that we keep moving forward and being able to connect, whether that's through email, social media, or physical interactions. It's a good idea to reflect on the past and then bring that up to the future to make it better.
Your final question. The position of SROB is a large time commitment. Board meetings and work sessions, additional involvement in clubs and organizations, and missing school require intense time management. How will you prioritize this role and lead effectively?
I will lead effectively because I will listen to what the role would require, but also listening to my mental health, because as SROB is such a big role, I know that I will be able to effectively communicate with others when I need to and take the time to make sure students are getting their voices heard, but also giving myself that time to make sure that as a person I'm okay and I'm well enough to support our students.
I really think that staying in contact with different peers around the school for different clubs and being able to stay in contact with my teachers is a really big thing, especially if I'm missing a lot of school. And it's just having that communication, the strong communication bridge between just my teachers and my parents. It's just really going to help me be able to just organize and prioritize my position as SROB, especially with keeping a planner has really helped me able to organize my different activities and just different things that I need to get done.
And that concludes our general election for the student representative elect. We'd like to thank our candidates, Jasmine and Mallory, for attending and taking the stand to be a good student leader. We thank the elected officer team for attending the event. We thank Mr. Melhorn for being an amazing CCSGA advisor and putting this all together. Last but not least, we thank Mr. Flaherty for organizing this whole setup and being the mastermind behind the camera. Thank you to principals and teachers for coordinating this recording for students, and we thank you, students, for utilizing your right to vote and choosing the next representative on the Board of Education.